you've run a lot more late model stock car tracks here in the last couple of years, but you keep coming back here to Florence. What makes this place so special to you? Why is it always just going to be number one?
Well, I always ran here when I was younger in the 90s, ran a lot of laps here, and I like the track. I had a tough night tonight, but I enjoy racing here and just like the challenge of the racetrack. It's one of the harder tracks, I think, that these guys come to. A lot of people, a lot of guys I talk to will be like, man, it's tough to figure this place out. You wouldn't think it'd be that technical, but you're kind of hit and miss every time you show up. I'll have a really, really good car, and then the next time you just, you struggle, and kind of love that uncertainty and challenge.
The tour's growing more and more by the day, really.
Good.
Yeah,
Glad to hear that.
absolutely. How do you balance, as a series owner, just making the tour as big as possible, but also knowing your place in the ecosystem?
That's true, yeah. Well, I think that we run a particular car that's always going to stay in one lane, where we're never going to leave these type of racetracks and go to bigger, better venues. We love the grassroots connection. We love the vibe and energy that you get when you're at a racetrack like Florence or any of the other tracks we run at. So I mean, we kind of know where we're going to live and where our lane is, but we want purses to get bigger. We want our sponsorships and all the people investing in the series to get larger, and try to make this as affordable as possible. So we're always talking about, do we need to make, do we need to try to change this? Is the weekend schedule perfect? Is it convenient? Is it costing people unnecessary money? We work on the details like that, and it's hard to, we try to work with the tracks to try to keep the weekend convenient. They want to have their locals to come run, and for example, this weekend, the Bandoleros and so forth, they love, so you'll talk to the track and you'll say, man, let's just have our pros and late models, nothing else. Like, let's just get our show, bang, bang, get done, get people in and out of here, everybody goes home. But the track guy will say, man, my locals want to race in front of this crowd. We got a good crowd here for the Cars Tour. My locals would love to race in front of people like that. And get out and win and celebrate in front of a really good crowd. So the track wants to take care of their folks and the people that race here weekly, and so there's a lot of conversations. That's one little thing that we're always kind of trying to clean up and trying to find out ways to make the tour run smoother, operations run smoother. We had a lot of things that went well this year, and we've had some things that maybe didn't go as well as we thought or wanted. And we get a ton of feedback from our owners. They're always ready to give us great feedback and help us understand how, if we're going to make changes to the tour or change anything or try to improve something, they give us good feedback on where they'd love to see those gains made. So it's fun. I love the challenge, I guess, of trying to get the tour happy. You're never going to make everybody happy, but we'd love to get the tour to where, the people that are running here love it. It makes sense financially, and we're not there. We're not all the way there yet. There's always work to do. So.
You mentioned the tracks that the tour goes to. It's the time of year schedules are starting to come out. Is there anything you can share that you guys are working on for next year's schedule?
Yeah. We talk about a lot of things. I guess I can say a couple things that are just kind of in the conversation. I think it'd be cool to start the year sooner, do something, maybe even see if Steve here at Florence was interested in turning the Icebreaker into a Cars Tour event. That would start the season in February. We would then be able to remove a race out of the summer, because what I want to do is race less in the summer, get our teams the opportunity to be with their families, go on vacations, whatever they want to do. And it's hot, it's really just difficult to operate in the summer. These days are really tough. The practice on Thursday or Friday, whatever it may be, are tough on the guys. So We don't want to increase our races. I think our little footprint of 14, 15 races in the late model stocks is good. The pros run 13 or so every year. Maybe they would run 10. Maybe they'd rather run 10, run less races for the same amount of money. And then we could introduce maybe another series, or do a super, like a 3-race, 4-race superset of races. There's all kinds of things that we talk about that might be good ideas. Tonight would have been a good night to maybe run a 200-lap race, or is that something our teams would want to do, where we have a couple events that are just a little different for strategy and so forth. So I don't know, man. We talk about all kinds of things, but I asked the teams about what they want in terms of purse increase, where they would love that increase. Is it at the back, the middle? Do they want to win? Are they all just going to look at what you're going to get paid for first and go there? What is it that gets these guys to come out and compete? Do they look at the back of the purse and go, man, $2,000, that's awesome, I'm going? Or do they not care and look at that and go, wow, this race pays 10 grand, I'm going? What is it that drives them to the racetrack? So try to figure all that out, and that's the kind of things that I think would be helpful for the tours, to try to make it where the teams are like, man, I feel like I got an opportunity here to make this work financially, and the tours doing good. We love being on flow, and I watched all operations as far as tech and everything this weekend really closely. I was really happy with the effort there, and very thorough. So I even got sent around in tech. I was too light. On the right side. They sent my ass back to the trailer. I had to put 10 pounds in my car before qualifying. So, my guys were a little disgruntled. I was like, no, man. I was like, everybody needs to see. Everybody gets treated the same. That tech line, man, they were thorough. It was good. So we need nights like this where we end at 10 o'clock. We don't need to be racing super late. So just trying to tighten everything up, clean everything up, make a little bit more money for everybody. Help everybody just find this a little bit easier on the pocketbook, and that'll be the way we get better.
Now, a conversation about purse. Yeah. Back in April, when we were at Cordell, I asked you what you wanted to see from car count. You said a little over 100.
Sorry?
I asked you about car count. What you wanted to see at Hickory?
Oh, yeah.
I meant at Hickory.
Understood.
Didn't quite get to that.
No.
So does that create some of the conversations about purse, going back to the team and saying, okay, where would you like it? Where would you want the purse to change?
Yeah. So if we can't get cars to come out for a $50,000 to win race, we're not going to have $50,000 to win races. You can't put up a purse like that and draw 40 cars. Those races won't. I'm not mad at the teams that didn't support it, because they chose for one reason or another not to come. But the late model stock class cannot have $40,000, $50,000 races. Those will not become a regular thing unless the teams come to the racetrack. Because the way you pay the purse is by the car count and pit passes and tires bought and all that stuff. So I mean, you running a business here, and you'll go upside down really quick trying to pay everybody $50,000 to win when you only get 40, 50 cars showing up. So that was a tough lesson. So I think after Hickory and how frustrating Hickory was, just overall from a standpoint of rain and operations, and everybody was mad at the end of it. It had been a 4-day, 5-day show. It was tough on everybody standing around waiting on the weather. Everybody was upset by the end of it. It makes you kind of think, all right, maybe if we got this money, right, maybe we take it and use it somewhere else. The teams still acquire it, right, one way or another. Is it championship purse? Is it putting $20,000 out there and paying 10 spots in our championship purse? Who knows, but we can. I don't know if that's the best way to utilize that money for one big event, $50,000 to win. I think we could take that money and do some other things with it that would benefit the series and for the long term. You know, is it you take that money and you put it in the middle of the purse, so you're paying better for 15, 13, 14. Your regulars are getting more money. There's all kinds of things that we could talk about doing, but I got to go back at the end of the year and sit down with Flo, sit down with all of our partners and all of our sponsors and say, all right, let's talk about what we're going to do in next year. We're going to have another big race. We're going to take that and not do it and do a championship purse. We're going to do something else with all this money. Flo was the reason why that race happened. They put all that money up, so that was I was hoping to get more cars, but I don't know if they want to do it if the cars don't show up.
Yeah. Now at Anderson, you mentioned the dirt weight model, or just dirt racing in general, their model as far as procedure. Is there anything else you can pull from dirt racing that would, help the tour out, whether it be merch or anything like that too?
Yeah, I mean, they're doing it right. They're doing it right. I don't know, I'd have to get behind the curtain a little bit to see, like, what are they charging teams for pit passes, license, entry fee, right? So their purses are really incredible, right? Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely.
And so, like, how are they giving themselves that opportunity? Their crowds are great. You go to a dirt race, right? A big dirt show, great crowds, right? We get good crowds, but I can't run every week, right, to get a crowd like this. So, it don't. I thought, when you get a series and you're like, man, I want to pull this lever or mash this button and change this, or I want to change that, or fix this or fix that. It's not as easy as it looks, and some stuff just takes a while to change or to get better or improve. It's a slower process than I want it to be. But I've got an appreciation now, I guess, for running like a truck series, Xfinity, or NASCAR. I mean, I wouldn't want that job for any money. Trying to run a national series, just doing the late model stuff like this, trying to make it better it's a struggle. You're pulling all you can to make it get better, and it's just a little bit harder to make changes than you would think.
Good.
One more from me.
Yep.
I know you're super excited Wilkesboro is going to have a cup date next year, but there's also been some rumblings about the National Fairgrounds.
Yeah.
Remodeling or renovation. How much have you followed that? Are you excited to see that, and would you help in it?
When I saw you saw a social media post from Stern the other day, I saw it. I was getting that news the same time you were. I texted Marcus. I was like, what in the hell? I was like, is this real now? Is this another one of them kind of get us all excited and then it goes away kind of deals? He was like, man, you never give up. Just never give up. And I'm like, all right. He won't give me like a straight answer, but I mean, I guess they're still working on it, and I didn't know that. I thought that they had kind of, decided. I thought that Marcus and Speedway had decided to just say, all right, we're not doing it, But apparently they've been working on it behind the scenes, still going to Nashville and burning up the road, trying to get up to the governor to get it going. So, I mean, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I ain't holding my breath, but I want it to happen. But because I think it'll be better for the track and it'll be better for the neighbors. They're all mad because they think it's going to be noisy and gosh, all this traffic. They're going to have one national event. They're going to have the same racing they're having now, right? Weekly stuff, whatever they're allowed to have, like 10 or 12 weekends. They're going to have one big national event, whether it's trucks, Xfinity, maybe Cup. That's all additional. Outside of what's happening now, that's the only additional thing. And so if I live there, and I'm just being honest, like if I lived there and somebody walked in my front door and said, hey, they're gonna build a sound wall around that racetrack, I'd go, hell yeah, I would like them to build a sound wall. It's when they race, it's annoying. I would love them to build. There's laws and protections around that track that they can't take the racing away from it. Now, there's people that think that they can make that law change, but that law right now, there's laws that protect the track. And if the track's got to be there, and you got a guy that wants to come in and spend all this money to make it better for you living next door, why wouldn't you want to do it? But I don't know. I don't know. I guess they just think that it's going to be NASCAR all the time, but it's just probably going to be one extra weekend over top of what you're dealing with now. And they're wanting to build a sound barrier around it to make it, and they're going to have to build that sound barrier right. You know, it ain't going to be no bullshit sound barrier. It's going to be a legit fucking good change. Sorry for my language. I would be like, bring it on. Go ahead. Ain't no money out of my pocket.
Yeah. Now, would you bring the tour there?
Yeah, probably.
Be a new Wilkesboro?
Sorry?
Would it be like Wilkesboro? Like a Cub companion?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I think that would be a good way to do it. I would not take us out there for a standalone. But I mean, I'd have to talk to Harvick. Harvick loves working on the schedule. You kind of want to know what Harvick does. He's always thinking about the schedule. He's on the business side of it. He's kind of like, trying to find sponsorship and things like that, and he's wheeling and dealing all the time. He's working on this tour more than I am over the last probably year. He's been grinding, trying to make the tour better. He works really, really hard, and he's done all that Cars Tour West stuff. I mean, that's all him. He's ambitious. It's pretty cool to see, but I think he would love to take us out to the fairgrounds, but I think it'd be cool if we were a companion to the Cup race there. It'd be tough to ask our guys to go do it. It's a long trip. 8 hours for me, probably mini Tyrrell. It'd be about maybe 11 hours, 12 hours for mini Tyrrell. So,
you don't have to run mufflers, right?
I imagine we'd probably have to put mufflers on them. But I ran mufflers on my late model stocks here.
You want to do a t-shirt trade?
Yeah, I think I did.
Who's out here?
We had mufflers on our cars when we ran. When I went to, you just reminded me, when I would go to run Nashville in 95, 96, we went up there about 8 times a year, 2 years in a row. I had to put a muffler on our car then. And it wasn't no big deal. Sometimes, man, we would just cut the pipes down and turn them down underneath the car. I mean, I'm sure there's some better stuff these days, but man, we didn't really think too much of it. We just put a muffler on it and made sure it was what they wanted and went racing.